Middle school is a bizarre, awkward phase. A time when you're not sure if you're a kid or on the brink of adulthood. There's acne, social disasters, and if you're Greg Heffley, a whole lot of self-inflicted drama. Welcome to the world of Diary of a Wimpy Kid by Jeff Kinney, where the trials of adolescence are served with a hearty side of humor and just the right amount of chaos. Kinney's series isn't just a story about growing up. It's a comical, slightly exaggerated window into the life of an ordinary kid who dreams of being extraordinary. Through diary-style narration, complete with Greg's witty observations and hilariously simple doodles, the series perfectly captures the highs and lows of middle school life. Meet Greg Heffley, the flawed but lovable hero. Greg Heffley, the protagonist and self-proclaimed wimpy kid, isn't your typical hero. In fact, he's far from perfect. Greg is ambitious, sure. He spends most of his time scheming ways to gain popularity and avoid any form of responsibility. But he's also selfish, lazy, and often oblivious to how his actions affect others. Yet somehow, you can't help but root for him. Maybe it's because his failures are so relatable. Or maybe it's because, deep down, Greg's just a kid trying to navigate the minefield of adolescence. Greg's perspective on life is uniquely his own. He sees himself as a misunderstood genius, destined for greatness, if only the world would cooperate. But of course, the world has other plans, usually involving Greg's plans backfiring in the most embarrassing ways possible. Greg's inner circle, a cast of characters you'll love. Raleigh Jefferson, the loyal best friend. Every hero needs a sidekick, and for Greg, that's Raleigh Jefferson. Raleigh is Greg's polar opposite, kind-hearted, cheerful, and blissfully unaware of the social hierarchy that Greg obsesses over. While Greg is busy plotting his rise to fame, Raleigh is content with simple pleasures, like riding his bike or playing freeze tag. Their friendship is the backbone of the series, though it's far from perfect. Greg often takes advantage of Raleigh's good nature, leading to plenty of arguments. Yet, despite the ups and downs, Raleigh remains loyal, proving time and again that their bond is unbreakable, even when Greg doesn't deserve it. The Heffley family, a comedy of errors. Greg's home life is just as chaotic as his school life, thanks to his eccentric family. Mom, a well-meaning but overbearing parent who believes in family bonding, even if it means forcing Greg into humiliating activities like baking or participating in a mother-son dance. Dad, the classic no-nonsense dad who doesn't understand why Greg isn't more interested in manly pursuits, like sports or fixing things. He's perpetually disappointed by Greg's preference for video games over outdoor activities. Roderick, Greg's older brother and arch-nemesis. Roderick is a wannabe rock star whose greatest joy in life is tormenting Greg. Whether it's blaming Greg for his own mess, or exposing his embarrassing secrets, Roderick is always one step ahead. Manny, Greg's baby brother, a toddler with an uncanny ability to escape punishment. Manny could destroy the entire living room, and their parents would still say, "Ah, isn't he adorable?" The trials of middle school, laughs and lessons. Middle school is where most of the action happens, and Greg's experiences, there are equal parts hilarious and cringeworthy. The quest for popularity. Greg is determined to become one of the cool kids, but his efforts almost always backfire. From running for class treasurer to joining the wrestling team, Greg's schemes often end in humiliation. One memorable disaster involves Greg auditioning for the school play, only to end up cast as a tree, complete with an itchy green costume and 0 lines. The cheese touch. One of the most iconic moments in the series involves a piece of moldy cheese on the school playground. The cheese touch is like cooties on steroids. Anyone who touches it is cursed until they pass it on to someone else. Greg goes to great lengths to avoid the cheese touch, only to find himself caught in its grip when he least expects it. Raleigh's breakout moment. In one book, Raleigh accidentally becomes more popular than Greg, thanks to a silly comic strip he creates. Greg is torn between jealousy and the realization that Raleigh's success might actually help his own social standing. Of course, Greg being Greg, his attempts to ride Raleigh's coattails only lead to more trouble. Why the series works. Humor and heart. The Diary of a Wimpy Kid series strikes a perfect balance between humor and heart. Jeff Kinney's writing is laugh-out-loud funny, thanks to Greg's sarcastic narration and the absurd situations he finds himself in. The stick figure illustrations add an extra layer of comedy, bringing Greg's world to life in a way that's both simple and effective. But what sets the series apart is its relatability. Greg's struggles, whether it's dealing with bullies, trying to impress a crush, or surviving a family road trip, are universal. And while Greg isn't always the nicest kid, his flaws make him feel real. He's not a role model, but he is a mirror, reflecting the awkward, often ridiculous journey of growing up. The deeper lessons hidden in the laughter. Beneath the humor, the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series offers some surprisingly poignant lessons about life, friendship, and family. Friendship isn't always easy. Greg and Rowley's friendship is far from perfect. They fight, they compete, and sometimes they hurt each other. But they also forgive each other, proving that true friendship can survive even the worst arguments. Family drives you crazy, but you love them anyway. The Heffleys may be dysfunctional, but they're also fiercely loyal. Whether it's Greg and Roderick teaming up to cover for each other, or their parents trying and failing to create bonding moments, the series shows that family is messy but essential. It's okay to be imperfect. Greg's flaws are part of what makes him so relatable. He's selfish, lazy, and often misguided, but he's also a kid trying to figure out who he is. The series reminds readers that it's okay to make mistakes. It's all part of growing up. Why kids and adults love it. The Diary of a Wimpy Kid series has a universal appeal that transcends age. For kids, it's a hilarious and relatable look at the trials of middle school. For adults, it's a nostalgic trip back to their own awkward years. The humor is timeless, the characters are unforgettable, and the stories are filled with moments that make you laugh, cringe, and maybe even tear up a little. Final thoughts: The Wimpy Kid Legacy. Jeff Kinney's Diary of a Wimpy Kid series is more than just a collection of funny books. It's a celebration of the messy, awkward, and hilarious journey of growing up. Through Greg Heffley's eyes, we're reminded that middle school is a time of growth, embarrassment, and most importantly, laughter. Whether you're a kid navigating your own school drama, or an adult looking for a good laugh, the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series is a must-read. Just remember, when life gets tough, find the humor in it, and maybe avoid moldy cheese at all costs. Stay tuned for more enlightening content. Head over to www.mybooksummary.com. Don't forget to subscribe and share the magic with friends. And let's grow together through the power of books and interesting stories.